George Adamski was a Polish-American ufologist who, amongst many other things, is known for taking some iconic photographs of supposed flying saucers in the 40s and 50s. This has led to people sometimes referring to flying saucers of that type as Adamski-style saucers, and countless artists have used the design or a variant thereof in their work, making them profoundly influential. However, Adamski was, how can I put this politely? Well, some people may refer to him as a liar and a grifter, but I'm too polite for that. I'll simply say that I remain unconvinced by his photos and stories, on account of them being complete bollocks. But why am I telling you all that in a Transformers review? Well, not only is the bot we're looking at today based on an Adamski-style saucer, but in Japan, he's even called Adams. Today we're looking at Legacy Cosmos. Ooh, look at me actually reviewing something while it's brand new, whatever next. Legacy Cosmos is part of the Velocitron Speedia 500 collection, which mostly means that he just costs £4 more than a regular deluxe for reasons. But it does also mean that he comes packaged in vehicle mode, so let's start there. As an Adamski-style flying saucer, Cosmos does look an awful lot like a bit of a lamp, because that's likely what it was, but one cannot deny how adorable this mode is. It retains the same pleasing design as his original Minibot toy, but with some lovely modern stylings and, of course, blown up to deluxe class size. The saucer has a few nubs for blast effect up front, and a few 5mm ports that you can use for very normal things. Hell, it's even pretty clean from underneath. I mean, there's definitely something going on under there, but it's not necessarily a robot. I particularly like the top section with its nice clean paint apps and pleasing big red button, which is meant to evoke the original toy's head poking out, but also just makes the whole thing look slightly like a landmine from a Worms game. At the end of the day, I suppose Cosmos does just have a bit of a weird alt mode in terms of the shape that it actually is, but I think they managed to pull it off quite nicely. So, how does he look as a bloke? Okay, I do have some stuff to say about the transformation itself, but how good is he? Like a lot of G1 toys, the animation model and the actual toy's robot mode for Cosmos only bore a superficial resemblance to one another, but this version finally gives us a good, official, cartoon-accurate version. Sure, he's a little lankier, maybe a bit less round, but he's close enough, you know? The sculpt and paint on the head are just spot on, they look great. Plus, the head has enough play in the ball joint to let you do a quizzical little tilt, which is always nice. Overall, he just looks and poses great. Those big feet give him a really nice base so he doesn't fall over easy, and just in general, all the colours on him work together to bring this retro design to life. Admittedly, he does have one pretty big flaw, and that's the arms. They're just really hollow, and you know how sometimes when a void is necessary for transformation, as it is here, they'll add some robo-detailing or something in there to make it look a little less like that's just where they ran out of money? Yeah, they didn't do that with Cosmos, so it just looks really cheap, to the point that I'd completely understand if that detail, or lack thereof, completely ruins the figure for you. And it makes me wish they'd just spent the plastic budget from the accessories on some kind of panel to cover them up. Speaking of, Cosmos comes with two accessories, a gun that's fine, it's a gun, I guess, and a checkered flag since he's supposed to be the announcer and flag bearer for the Speedia 500 race. Well, actually it's just the top of the flag and you pop it in the gun to make a full flag, but since it's only printed on one side, again it feels a little cheap. Even if the website tries to convince you that that's a feature, since it can also be a white flag of surrender now too. Yeah, I'm not sure I buy it. It was just cheaper to paint one side of it, wasn't it? And whilst I'm complaining, there's the transformation. Don't get me wrong, I actually quite like how he does it. Mechanically, it's fun. I do like how the head flips over, and how the legs and arms get to where they need to is rad. Also, you can just leave his head out in saucer mode, which is wonderful, just 10 out of 10. But I am left with some concerns for the longevity of the figure. Things like the heels clipping in so tight that the tabs on mine are already a little mangled, and the top of the head scraping a little on the rim of the torso when you flip it round, makes me think that this is a figure that you'll need to be a little careful with to keep in good condition. But those things aside, he is a very fun little lad, doing the thing that modern generations is good at of giving the chunky, weird designs of G1 posability, and finally making them actually look like they did in the cartoon. And whilst the insistence on G1 accuracy can get old, it does mean that we occasionally get a goofy design lovingly recreated, and in this case I think that's just what we needed, since the other Cosmos toys over the years always felt like they were trying to make him look at least a little cool. And to me at least, that's just not what Cosmos is. He's not supposed to have a cool robot mode, he's supposed to be small and round and cute, and this one is that. He is the definition of shaped like a friend, and plus he allowed me to get some stuff off my chest about George Adamski, so he's alright by me.